answer with the questions that we ask? Can we solve our problems? Do we know how long they'll last? It's hard to tell. Hard to tell. It's hard to tell. Is there a good reason to lock up every door? Even though we do it, do we even know what for? It's hard to tell. Hard to tell. It's hard to tell. We're all looking for the sunshine. We're all tired of the rain. Will there be a bright tomorrow? Or will these shadows still remain? Will these shadows still remain? It's hard to tell. Hard to tell. Oh, it's hard to tell. Our destination is the journey that we take. Can we find the wisdom and learn from our mistakes? It's hard to tell. Hard to tell. It's hard to tell. Can we go the distance? Can we finish what we start? Let go of anger. Feel what's in our hearts. It's hard to tell. Hard to tell. It's hard to tell. We're all looking for the sunshine. We're all tired of the strain. Will there be a bright tomorrow? Or will these shadows still remain? Will the shadows still remain? It's hard to tell. Hard to tell. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. Oh, it's hard to tell. Hard to tell. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Jeff. That was awesome. Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Ryan Nicodemus, and I'd like to welcome those who are here in person and our live streaming participants to Unity of Missoula. As we begin our Sunday service, let's honor one another and take a few moments to greet each other with waves, nods, and other non-physical means to show our appreciation and love for each other. Now, as we move into the more formal part of our service, let's remember Unity of Missoula is a team ministry founded on the 5 basic principles of unity. God is all good and active in everything, everywhere. I am naturally good because God's divinity is in me and in everyone. I create my experiences by what I choose to think and what I feel and believe. Through affirmative prayer and meditation, I connect with God and bring out the good in my life. I do and give my best by living the truth I know. I make a difference. I'm going to pass out our sign-up sheet. The potluck is next week. Please sign up to bring a dish to share. This is the time in this service when we share together the reading from the Daily Word, a bi-monthly meditation magazine published by Unity World Headquarters, and the word for today is guidance. I follow divine guidance with faith and confidence. Created in the image and likeness of God, I have creative power to bring my ideas to life. I choose which thoughts to nurture and grow and where and how to invest my time and energy. Like a sailor preparing to embark upon the open sea, I do not travel alone. I get clear about where I want to go and what I want to experience and get ready for the journey. I map the course to my goals and make an action plan. God accompanies me as the wind that fills my sails and propels me. I hold the rudder and choose the route, but ultimately the wind moves me. I collaborate with spirit within and feel secure and brave, knowing I am always supported. With divine guidance to rely upon, I move confidently in the direction of my dreams. Proverbs 16:9 says, "The human mind plans the way, but the Lord directs the steps." Here are a few things we want to tell you about this week. Next Sunday's 11 a.m. service will feature Evie O'Leary Bennett. Our January theme is Unity's 5 Principles. This month's spiritual power is faith, represented by the disciple Peter and Mary, mother of Jesus. The color is dark blue, symbolizing the depth of our inner trust. Please join us downstairs after the service for food, fun, and fellowship. Hospitality this week is provided by Jan Tietz, thank you, and Kathy Wilson. Please thank them when you see them. Thank them now and when you see them. Help with cleanup is always appreciated. Potluck is next week, and we hope to see you all there. Join us for Unity Basics, a fresh look at timeless truths, Sunday, January 25th, from 12:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. This workshop explores who we are, what we believe, and how Unity teaching support everyday life. Perfect for newcomers, longtime members, and the curious. Come as you are, bring your questions, and enjoy a welcoming space for learning, connection, and spiritual renewal. Our online book group will meet tomorrow, January 12th. They will be reading Understanding Your Soul, The Unchanneled Wisdom of Jesus by Christine Bush. Please contact Nancy Leifer or Judy Crenshaw if you would like the link. Our in-person Unity book group meets Tuesdays at 12:30 p.m. They are reading Divine Audacity by Linda Martella Whiteset. Experience the 12 powers while living a deep and authentic life. A Course in Miracles study group meets Mondays at 2 p.m. at the home of Tom and Linda Andrus. Please see Linda if you need directions. A Course in Miracles beginner group is meeting Thursdays at 5:30 p.m. here at Unity in the sanctuary. Thursday's time of silent prayer and meditation for world peace is at 7 p.m. Please join us for a 20-minute time of silent meditation as we visualize our world in blessed peace. Thank you so much to those of you who continue to support our Unity community through your tithes and love offerings. Your generous donations enable us to keep our building full of spiritual seekers and other community groups throughout the month. We appreciate you. So today's speaker, it's Linda Andrus. She holds a very special place in my heart. Yes, please. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I got it. Thank you very much. I got it. This is the format's a little different today, so bear with me. So Linda holds a very special place in my heart because if it wasn't for Linda, I wouldn't be here. And the reason being is that her and Tom opened up her home for a Course in Miracles study group. And that was my first interaction with anyone from Unity. And it was such a welcoming and loving group when, Linda and Susan and Mark, they all said they went to Unity. I'm like, I think I would check that place out. And I am so glad I did. Linda and Tom, her beau, they were married here at Unity in 1978. Linda's been around Unity a long time. In fact, she remembers the time before the 5 principles were written down. She's been board president, treasurer, coordinator, prayer chaplain, and our licensed Unity teacher. And I'm really looking forward to hearing you speak here in a few moments, Linda. Yes, we can applaud for her now. And now it's time for the church 10% tithe this week, which will go to Unity World Headquarters. Please hold them in your heart as we affirm our offering blessing. I will affirm it once, then please repeat it with me. I open my heart to love. All that I give and all that I receive is blessed and multiplied from a joyful heart of love. And together, please. I open my heart to love. All that I give and all that I receive is blessed and multiplied from a joyful heart of love. Would our ushers and board members please come forward to pass the offering baskets? Thank you so much. Before we move on to the talk for this week, I will affirm Unity's primary affirmation and ask you to join me for 2 more times. There is only one presence and one power in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. And together, there is only one presence and one power in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. And again, please. There is only one presence and one power in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. In addition, here's our Missoula Unity affirmation. I will affirm it once and ask you to join me again. We are Unity of Missoula. We are a radiating center of divine love, opened and accessible to all. We are God's light, peace, and joy wherever we are. And together, we are Unity of Missoula. We are a radiating center of divine love, open and accessible to all. We are God's light, peace, and joy wherever we are. Unity of Missoula maintains a circle of people who have made a commitment to pray every day for others at their request. If you have names of people to hold in prayer for a month, you may place their names in the prayer box located on the altar, or you can call the church and leave a message with those names. Their names will be sent out to our prayer circle and to Silent Unity for 30 days of prayer. Please join me in prayer for a moment as we hold all of them in our hearts. You may also now say aloud or silently the names of those you wish to bring into this time of prayer. Dear God, we hold these friends and loved ones in our hearts. We hold their light as expressions of the indwelling Christ. We release them to your care and affirm divine order in their lives and ours. Thank you, God. Amen.
So I invite you to just stay in this space of quiet for a few more minutes. Roger Harvey is going to bless us with a flute solo. An interesting story about this flute is it was gifted to him by a member of our congregation named Lee Rose. And we recently learned, the prayer chaplains learned almost by accident that Lee had made her transition. And so, none of us knew that, which brought my feeling of there may be other people in our congregation or other people that our congregation knows personally, friends and family and loved ones who have made a transition that you would like to just hold space for in this moment. And so, Roger, if you would like to play a bit for Lee, and then also in honor of everyone else. So just breathe into that space and relax and listen to this beautiful flute. And so it is we hold this space in our hearts, the space that may have contained the physical presence of someone that we knew and loved. We at Unity talk and teach that there is no death, that death is merely the releasing of this body when it no longer has a purpose to serve. We are taught that indeed the communication that we have from one soul to another soul is not confined to the boundaries of a body, but it is from heart to heart. And so the love that we have for Lee, for others in our congregation, for others in our family and our friend circle, is not limited to this world. We breathe into that love, knowing indeed that we are the light, that they are the light, and that we are connected heart to heart and soul to soul. And so we take another breath together and just feel the truth of who we are. We feel the blessings that we've been given on the physical plane, and the blessings that we've been given spirit to spirit. And we know indeed this is the truth. I am the light of the world. It is so. Amen. As we come back into this room, we will sing our community song. Mark is going to lead us. I Am a Blessing to the World by Karen Drucker.
You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and all I am, and all I do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit within, and all we are and all we do is a blessing to the world. We're a blessing to the world, a blessing to the world.
Thanks. Thank you, Mark. It's interesting how this week unfolded. It's been a really challenging week for me personally, just because of stuff that's happening out there in the world. And I'm pretty sure it's probably been a real hard week for a lot of us as we've watched. And so this booklet or book, The 5 Principles, which is what we've been working with this month, really helped me a lot this week, just to kind of stay a little bit centered in spite of what was going on out there. And especially, I wanted to touch on what this Principle 3 that we're doing today, about how we create our experiences. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, I didn't create this chaos. I really don't want to take responsibility for murder and mayhem and riots and just things that I see and judge as so wrong. And yet, I looked at it and I thought, very interestingly, the police chief and the mayor and the governor of Minnesota all said that they'd been thinking for months that these people coming into their towns and their state and seizing immigrants was going to lead to something awful, some awful events. And I thought, okay, I may not personally have bought into that, though I'm afraid I did. And I may not personally want to take responsibility for creating that, but I think somehow I did. And so, what do I need to do? What can I do to change this awful picture out there? And again, my Course in Miracles training and my Unity training tells me to change my mind. Change my mind about these things. There's a quote from this book. My friend whose son died at 25 is very comforted by the idea that his soul had finished its work here on earth, and she is open to further spiritual awakening, even when brought about by grief. Souls are always coming and going from earth, some for short periods and some for long ones. We humans become deeply attached to the physical expression of those souls we love on earth, and our grief for their deaths is real and justified. But their physical presence is a very limited view of our relationship with them. She goes on to say at one point in this book, just think about it. The first humans, the first time they ever saw a fire. Can you imagine what that must have been like? Maybe they looked at it and said, oh, that's interesting. It's warm. It's kind of pretty. But what good is it? Maybe they needed to have a little different perspective. Learned how to make the fire for themselves, how to control it, how to use it, how to cook. I mean, I can't even imagine the first person that actually put some food, some kind of meat maybe in the fire, went, wow, that's really different. And I think that's what we're being asked to do with this physical body. We're being asked to, number one, remember our purpose here is forgiveness. Our purpose here is to really, truly practice these fundamentals of unity. Our purpose is indeed to remember that we are not a body, that we are free, that our spirit is indeed free. So last week, Roger did a really great talk about the first two fundamentals of unity. And I love the way, for years and years and years, I kept wanting the fundamentals of unity to be just a really simple few words. And that's why, one of the reasons why we adapted the children's version of the 5 principles, because it was simple words that I could kind of remember. Well, Ellen Davenport in this book has the chapter titles that are so simple. They're 3 or 2 words for each one of the principles. The number 1 principle is God is all. Period. God is all. Number 2 principle, you are God. Number 3 principle, co-creating with God. Number 4 principle, communing with God. And number 5 principle, expressing God. Ellen says, with the co-creating with God, after we've done principles 1 and 2, co-creating with God, now the fun begins. As we come to believe, to truly understand the first 2 principles, we begin to see that we are living in an ocean of love and abundance in which we cannot fail. We can tap into the power, wisdom, and guidance of the divine at any time. Anytime, anywhere, any place. We can tap into that wisdom and power because indeed it is us. It is us. Our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs have the power to create our reality. Even for those people who do not have a concept of God, who do not believe in God, who do think it's all a bunch of hogwash. It is a universal law that is in effect for everyone, the same way, all the time. So you're being affected by the power of your co-creative thoughts with God, no matter what. Even the Buddha, 2,500 years ago, said, all that we are is the result of what we have thought. If a man speaks or acts with an evil thought, pain follows him. If a man speaks or acts with a pure thought, happiness follows him, like a shadow that never leaves him. Again, it was really interesting to me how all things just fall into place, you know. Like I was supposed to speak the Sunday before Christmas, and I had a ritual planned, and I was planning on talking about the power of our thoughts to create. And then I got so sick, you know. It was like, how could this be happening to me? First thought, why am I doing this? I don't want this. I didn't create this. I didn't do this. Not me. Why me? Hugh Prather says that's always the first thing we think is, why me? And the answer is, why not you? Why not? Maybe, in fact, it's time, to just release that and trust that this is part of the journey. Even if we didn't ask for this specifically, consciously in this physical body, somewhere, somehow we might have made an agreement to do this, just for the opportunity for forgiveness that it offers us over and over and over again. And of course, we may not have a conscious choice in our minds, but what we focus on is what we manifest. And I'm just inviting you to think about, if we're focusing on how evil something is out in the world, maybe indeed we have manifested that. Maybe we need to focus instead on, what can I learn from this? How can I forgive this? How can I accept this part of me that wants revenge? That wants what I consider justice? That wants to judge and find that other person is guilty somehow? Maybe truly I can ask for a different way to see this. Am I willing to think about that? Am I willing to change my focus? Ellen Davenport says that the emotions are really what tells us where we're putting our focus. That our emotions can be our guide to helping us change our ideas. So the feeling is more important than the thoughts. If you are vibrating with joy, you will experience more joy. If you are vibrating with misery, you will experience more misery. Your vibration is reinforced no matter what. Seeing this evidence of what we already believe often fools us into thinking the events came first, followed by feelings. We think that something outside of ourselves made us happy or sad or angry. But in truth, it's the opposite. We live from the inside out. For that reason, it's important to focus on the good, focus on what we want, to see the glass half full, and stay in a positive, energetic vibration. In fact, if we can simply feel happy and positive most of the time, we won't have to bother about treasure maps or make detailed lists of what we want to manifest. We will create everything or attract everything from a higher consciousness. Focusing on what we want is never more difficult than what something we don't want has already occurred. And I'll tell you, that really came home to me with being sick. Nothing worse than feeling like your body has betrayed you, to think that, okay, something's happened to me from the outside, rather than realizing that, hey, did I make a decision that I wanted to feel separated from my power? I gave my power away to something outside of me. Or maybe I had this little nagging feeling that I needed some time off. I'm sure nobody ever does that around here. The idea that, oh, it would be nice to just lie on the couch and read or watch TV and do nothing. I can't say that I deliberately chose to do it for 2 weeks, but hey, seemed like maybe not such a great idea. But it was interesting. Interesting to go through these choices. And again, to have this week be the one that I get to give the talk. This talk about co-creating with God and how it works together with one of my favorite sections from A Course in Miracles, which is the section called Rules for Decision. We read this in our group on Monday way back last month, ages ago. And it's chapter 30 in A Course in Miracles, section 1, Rules for Decision, or how to have a happy day. How to have a happy day. I printed out my synopsis of the Rules for Decision, and they're on the little table by the closet in the foyer. So if you'd like to have a copy of Rules for Decision, how to have a happy day, please help yourselves. I also made a sign-up sheet because we need to order more of these 5 Principles books. So if you don't have one of these books and would like one for yourself, please sign up and we'll get them ordered. I've started trying to give people that are joining Unity or are interested in joining Unity a copy of this book because it's so fundamental to what we teach and believe here at Unity. And this is a little aside, I did say that I remember a time when there weren't these 5 basic tenets or principles or fundamentals. I remember being really unhappy because some board members, when they came out, wanted to create a poster and put them on the wall here at Unity. And I was insulted. I don't really know why. I suppose it was my ego thinking, well, Unity's existed for 80 years without having written tenets or principles or fundamentals. Why do we have to print it and read them on Sundays? So anyway, a wonderful woman, Connie Fillmore Bezos, as she was studying to become a Unity minister, she was Charles and Myrtle Fillmore's granddaughter. And she was studying to become a minister at Unity, and she realized lots of people were saying, we don't have an easy statement of what Unity teaches. We don't have, 5 simple things or 3 simple things, or however many simple things about what Unity believes. And so she did some work and printed a little book, a little pamphlet called The 5 Golden Keys. And from that, the 5 principles were born and began to be used. I think this was in the late 80s, if I'm not wrong. But the very idea, and I love what Ellen Davenport says, that these are fundamentals not just to Unity, but to all kinds of spiritual paths from all over the world. The idea that God is all good, everywhere present, all the time. And I am naturally good because God's divinity is in me and in everyone. I co-create with God. My life reflects what I choose to see and feel and believe. And Evie will be talking about the 4th principle next week, communicating with God through prayer and meditation. These are practices that are fundamental to any spiritual path. And then the last, I do and give my best by living the truth I know. I make a difference. So, how do I make a decision to act with God? How do I co-create with God? And that's where these rules of decision seem to be so important. The very first rule for decision is, I will make no decisions by myself. When I first get up, or when I first remember, or any time during the day when I find myself not feeling very good, I have to remind myself, I will make no decisions by myself. I will align myself with what God has in mind, the spiritual agreement that I have set to be where I am supposed to be, meeting the people I am supposed to meet, and doing it cheerfully and gladly and without judgment. Today, I will make no decisions by myself. And then the second, if I make no decisions by myself, this is the kind of day that will be given me. If I walk the path of connecting with my spirit within, I will indeed have the kind of happy day that I'm planning to have, that I want to have, that I'm co-creating with God. And then as I go along in the day, something might happen, there might be a flat tire. Maybe the school calls and my kid's in trouble. Maybe somebody falls down and I have to abandon all thought of what I was going to accomplish and instead make a trip to the emergency room or now care or something. Or maybe, I just start feeling grumpy and out of sorts. The key to happy days is to recognize this and say, I have no question I forgot what to decide. At least I can decide I do not like what I'm feeling now. That's a really big one. I do not like how I'm feeling now. And so I hope I have been wrong. I hope I have been wrong. I'm willing to maybe step back from the decision I made that I am separate and alone and the only responsible person in the household or whatever else, or the only responsible person in the church, or the only responsible person, in the neighborhood, and I'm the only one who knows what should happen and when it should happen. And I can step back from that and say, hey, this doesn't make me feel very good. And so I hope I have been wrong. I want another way to look at this. That's been one of my greatest gifts through all the years that I've studied A Course in Miracles. Tom and I have studied A Course in Miracles, is just to say, okay, this doesn't feel very good. This isn't working the way I want it to. I hope I have been wrong, and please give me another way to look at this. Now you have changed your mind about the day and have remembered what you really want. What is it we really want? We want the peace of God. We want to remember the strength of God lies in our ability to step back and indeed let God or Holy Spirit or higher power or something other than my ego self direct my day. I need another way to look at this. Sometimes my ego is like, oh, I don't want to do that. I know I'm right. I know I have the answers. But when I really think about it and realize, no, I may think I have the answers, but it's not making me feel very good. I am indeed willing to get another answer, a different way of seeing things. And what could it hurt by asking? That's such a key to my ego self, to finally step back enough to say, who's going to be hurt if I ask to see it a different way? My ego, maybe. But so what? So what? If it brings peace and happiness into my life by being wrong, wow, what a gift. I could be wrong. I could need to follow some guidance, some rules for decision. It must be clear that it is easier to have a happy day if you prevent unhappiness from entering it at all. But this takes practice in the rules that will protect you from the ravages of fear. When this has been achieved, the sorry dream of judgment has forever been undone. But meanwhile, you have need for practicing the rules for its undoing. We said you can begin a happy day with the determination not to make decisions by yourself. This seems to be a real decision in itself, and yet you cannot make decisions by yourself. The only question really is what you choose to make them, with what you choose to make them. That is really all. Am I going to make decisions from my little ego self that knows it's always right? Or am I willing to let go and choose to make decisions with my God self? how to have a happy day. I can't say that I practice this all the time. I'm hoping that I get more and more practice with it. I know I will. I'm hoping that I will grow into remembering every day. I will make no decisions by myself and end up knowing indeed there is another way to look at this. There is another way to co-create with God and to be guided totally, easily, happily, and with great joy, knowing indeed that we are here on this earth to forgive everything, everywhere, all the time, without fail. Big job, and let's go do it. Thank you. Okay, we're going to start by reciting together, praying together our prayer for protection. If you want to just do that where you're sitting, we will. I love this prayer, especially the affirmative version of it. Together, the light of God surrounds us. We are the light. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love of. The power of God protects us. We are the power. And the presence of God watches over us. We are the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. We are one. All right. Let's stand up and form our circle and sing our peace song. Oh, there are rules for decision out front if you need a copy. So don't forget, you have the choice, always have the choice, to make no decisions by yourself, but instead to remember that you are the light of the world. You are the love of the world. You are the peace of the world right here, right now. And let's go out and